Today we are sharing things parents have said to teachers that made us question reality, professionalism, and whether Mercury was in retrograde. Quick disclaimer, these are real stories. No names, no schools, no identifying details. If you recognize yourself, maybe sit with that.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Courtney, with my lovely co-host, Erin.
Hello.
How are you today?
It's been a day. How are
Yeah,
you?
I feel that.
Being iced in is never fun.
No,
Which I hope those who are affected, I hope y'all are safe and
warm.
not warm and your sanity is still there
You're right.
because mine is slowly fading.
Bless. So ignore my cat in the background. He's angry he's not in here.
Valid, fair.
So have you ever gotten a wild request from a parent that you were like, this is not part of my job?
I think most of the requests were probably when I was the business operating manager of the place we shall not talk about. The requests from the parents, and I'm like, "That's definitely not me." Like our one little friend and his the food,
Mm,
how he and it was like a whole life story on how he could only eat certain things. He was, what, 2, 3 years old, 100% vegan, was upset that it wasn't an all vegan classroom
yep,
and asked if we could switch that, and I'm like, "It's not an allergy. It would make sense if it was a peanut-free classroom,
right.
but sweetheart, I'm sorry.
That's not
It
how
is
it
not
worked.
an all vegan classroom."
Yeah, that those parents they were
Oh,
fun. And it was super fun when they transferred to the school that I transferred to.
yeah, because that was a really creepy dad, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I don't
Really
know.
liked all the female teachers.
Yes, big fan, big fan.
Ew. No, that was a request from one of the teachers that I like, because that dad was, like, one of the first parents in, and there was only one teacher in the classroom, and so the one teacher called me in to stand in with her.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. What about you? What's been your
I think my favorite was one day I had 2-year-olds
mm,
and a parent of a nonverbal, severely autistic child came in with a huge bag of underwear and handed them to us and said, potty train her. Yeah, they weren't trying it at home. They just, and we try to explain that that wasn't part of what we do. You start it at home and we continue it and encourage it, but you can't just show up one day in underwear and say, do this for me.
yeah.
And the dad did not understand why. And he was like, you spend more time with her than I do.
Okay, yes, but you gotta do the leg work at home, which is why there's weekends.
And another thing, a lot of parents seem to not understand that it was a classroom setting. It was not one one child per teacher where
Yeah,
like that could work.
yeah.
It was a whole classroom.
Well, were you successful? Did
No,
you potty train her?
no, no. I mean, she didn't understand either. But I think it was a solid week of them insisting and just coming in with underwear every day.
Oh,
Yeah. And then I think mom was finally like, I can't keep doing this laundry every day.
yeah. Why
So,
parents gotta do it at home.
exactly. You start it at home and then we continue and encourage it. It got to the
Um,
point though that admin had to make a potty readiness quiz and the teachers got one to fill out and the parents got one to fill out. And
mhm,
if you got like a certain number of questions the same, then they could start wearing underwear to school.
yeah,
But before that, you had to at least have a pull up, and then we would encourage, using the potty even though you had a pull up
yeah. Unless you have a stubborn child like mine.
just a little bit.
Just a little. No, it's interesting on I would say not only the requests from parents, but the requests from teachers,
Hmm.
especially being in more of an admin role. Some of the requests that y'all teachers put on us admin. Sorry for that brief interruption. We can all guess why there was a brief interruption. But some of the requests that, like I was saying, some of the requests that y'all teachers was, I don't know how many times I was asked to come look at this child's poo. I am not a poo expert. I do not have an MD, but yet I was asked to come look at this child's poo to see if it was okay.
We did have one parent, though, at least in my classroom, that did not believe the teachers if it was diarrhea and wanted to hear from admin if it was diarrhea.
But this was like normal poo. This wasn't even like, well, it's an odd color. Can you come look at it? What do you want me to do? I'm not going to examine this kid's poo.
Oh boy.
Yes. So the requests I got from y'all teachers were definitely like, sometimes again, being a poo inspector was top some of the parents. But half the time when parents at that place that we shall not talk about, I hid in the office because especially when that grandma,
Oh gosh, the grandma.
well, that grandma who, we had a policy that said, we can't really have parents come in and help and all this
Mhm.
and that. Yeah, this grandma was definitely not taking no for an answer.
Tried to
So,
apply for a job.
yeah, but me and the boss, we would almost throw each other under the bus because we would be like, oh, well, I don't really know that answer, but he
So
can
and so.
certainly tell you, and vice versa. Or we would just lock ourselves in the office.
Very
But
important
we
meetings all of a sudden.
very important meetings. We didn't want to deal with her or certain
Nobody does.
parents.
No, I don't blame you. Um, I also remembered, so at this one center I was at, um, this little girl was a parent of two scientists and very smart people. They decided to one day randomly request that we take their child's temperature anally, which was not something we were capable of.
Yeah.
And so we would just have to go off of the under the arm thermometer. And if it was different than when they took it at home anally, they would call and complain.
Well, we all know rectal temperature is most accurate with infants and stuff, but no, not something a teacher should do.
No, no. So many things could go wrong.
Oh, yeah. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Exactly.
Man, I'm
They
trying to
offered to
think.
provide their own rectal
Oh,
thermometer.
well, isn't that nice of them?
So nice.
But no, thank you, friend.
No, no.
No, thank you. Oh, no, I'm trying to think. I always had, like, when I worked in elementary school, I always had great parents. Like, they never really made any weird requests. Except when in another classroom there was this child and the mom tried to stay all day because apparently the child could not handle it. Yeah, no, that was the mom who didn't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking kindergarten here.
Oh,
Yeah. You won't see me being like that. My child's just like, bye, and runs off. Like, yeah,
oh.
no. And so luckily I was so blessed with amazing parents in elementary school. There was never any really weird requests that I got from them. Um, they were so open and honest and about everything that they were going through. So I was blessed in that area. But when I
Mhm.
started working with y'all teachers, I mean, some of y'all were just asking me to buy you lunch. Like, I wasn't making that much more than y'all.
I know who you're talking about.
Or it was, I want to go get my nails done. Can you cover? Like, can I take a longer lunch break?
Oh my God,
And can
and
you just
sometimes
sit
they
in?
did. They did sometimes.
My favorite was one that was repeatedly sick and would always request that she'd take off because she was sick to the point where she was Googling photos of COVID tests and sending them in badly
That
cropped.
that's wild.
Yeah, that's why we got so anal about showing proof that you're actually sick
Yeah.
because there's only so many Google photos and hey, can you cover my shift? Because I'm sick with COVID.
Again,
Again. Like, no.
that's wild.
Mhm.
I feel like the thing with preschool parents too is that often it's either their first kid or
Yeah.
their first time putting their kid through school. So they get a little paranoid and they don't know what they're doing, so they just ask.
Yeah, no, I will say, when I first put my child into daycare, no, I will say, I was super anal about his water intake, but
You had
that's
it
because he
right.
has a medical necessity for fluid.
Yeah.
But I don't think I ever asked anything weird other than my child not being in a certain classroom,
Which again, valid.
but I don't think I was one of those parents.
No.
Unless I really just wanted to fuck with y'all.
I do remember you specifically asked that that one teacher never takes his temperature
Oh, yeah.
either, and that caused a whole
Yeah.
because she had like because we had a shared thermometer,
Yeah.
and she would insist on if she had to go to the other room, she would be the one to take the temperature, not the teachers. And she had been caught lying a few times,
Yep.
sending kids home early
Because my child was getting sent home multiple times a week
for no reason.
for no reason. So, because what I would have to do is I would go home, check his temp, go on get a virtual doctor's appointment, and say, okay, I need a doctor's note to send him in.
Yeah, I remember
So,
that caused a stir.
well, I'll cause a stir over my kid. I won't ask anything ridiculous,
Blame
but
you.
I'm gonna protect my baby.
Exactly. As you should.
Or it was the funny request that I got from when I pulled my son out of that facility, when they
Hmm.
were hiding my son's stuff,
Oh yeah.
and that I had to be the one to go in and get it.
Ridiculous.
When I think you offered to grab it, my sister who worked there was like, "I'm literally right here."
My sister offered to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And it wasn't just we offered, it's you okayed it too.
yeah. But nope.
What's something that parents have blamed you for with their kid, whether it's a behavior or like them getting sick, something like that.
That one family who we ended up calling CPS on,
Hmm.
that turned into a huge fiasco.
Yeah,
And that we were blamed on it because, the dad, you could clearly smell alcohol.
all the time.
And it wasn't the first time that they lost custody of their kids.
Hmm.
So that was definitely one where we called CPS and the mom came in like throwing like a huge fit, like
Hmm.
yelling. We had to ask her to leave because it was our boss who made the call.
Right.
We didn't know when he was going to make it. I just gave him the information
Hmm.
and I passed it to him and he handled it. So when she came in, and I mean, like, arms raising, "Who the fuck called CPS?" and like, "We're amazing parents." That was definitely coming in smelling like alcohol, looking strung out.
Yeah,
And that little girl had yeast infections like every other week.
I know it was crazy.
And how I remember one teacher called me in because sometimes you think you see something, but you don't know if you actually see something.
Right.
And this little girl had some blood coming from her area.
Yeah.
So we're like, what in the hell? So I think that was the final straw that we ended up calling CPS for that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Family. God, I hope she's okay.
Well, I hope so too. No, but I think one of the wildest stories, because parents love to talk, was the one mom who ended up driving her pregnant old self to the hospital with her daughter in the back and ended up giving birth on the side of the highway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she had a more serious request, like there was custody orders and everything in
Hmm.
place. And I believe there was an issue up at one of the other schools with the father.
Hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, I will say that was my one crazy request as a parent, was that my son's father was not permitted to take my son off campus or leave with him.
I think that's crazy.
Again, my fault. It's me. I'm the problem. Sorry for that brief interruption. But on like a serious request, I did ask that my ex-husband not he was not permitted to take my son off campus.
Hmm.
And also if he showed up, I had to be notified.
Right.
So, but I don't think that was a ridiculous request
I don't either.
with the situation that was ongoing with that. But I guess all in all, especially because a lot of the times I believe you are right where it's first time parents.
Hmm.
We have no idea what we're doing. We're trying to raise miniature humans the best way possible.
Right.
And every miniature human is going to throw their own little curveballs into stuff. So I think as a parent, it's almost like we encourage our children to ask questions, to learn, to understand. But I do think, as parents, we are able to help teach our children boundaries. So
Hmm.
we should be able to reflect that in some of the questions
Hmm.
that we do ask.
Boundaries would be
But
nice.
boundaries would be nice, um, such as, no, we are not going to check your child's temperature rectally. No, we are not going to have an all vegan classroom. Oh, one of the other great ones was, my child doesn't need a coat today. Sweetie, it's 30 degrees outside.
Or the opposite when they don't send in the warm clothes and they get upset that their child's not wearing them.
Yeah, like, you think we're gonna give, like, all these kids need to go outside. Outside is good for them.
Yes.
It's not. Or my favorite, and it was actually my son's doctor who worded this great when parents are like, well, my child wasn't bundled up. He's going to get sick. And like I said, my son's pediatrician said it the best. It's not the cold that gets you sick, it's the germs that get you sick.
Yep.
And I live by that now.
Hmm.
When, because I let my child really learn. If he is putting his foot down about not wanting to wear a coat outside, okay, I'm going to bring the coat. But if you want to be cold, you can be cold.
Right.
You're going to learn. I
Hmm.
remember my mom was like, he's going to get sick. No, we're literally just going on a walk in the neighborhood.
He'll be
I have
fine.
his coat. He'll be fine. He's licked poles at Disney World. A little walk in the neighborhood without a coat. I don't think he's going to get sick.
He'll be a-okay.
His immune system is great. I don't think it gets much better than licking poles and fences at Disney World.
No.
Oh, and then the other one that parents would say is, so my child really likes to eat dirt right now. So they're going to have to stand next to you to make sure that they don't eat any dirt.
My God. We had a kid like that who ate sand and dirt all the time. And his parents would get so frustrated with us. And it's like we have a whole classroom of kids. There are 18 kids.
Yep.
We they asked us to keep him inside before, and we're like, can't do that. It's a state
Then
rule
put
that you
your foot
have to go
down.
outside.
Outside is good for kids.
Exactly. But some parents,
Put your foot down if you don't want your kids eating dirt. And sometimes it does. It just does just happen. And you're like, when my son licked a pole at Disney World, it was like out of the corner of the eye, and you just see like slow motion, like the tongue coming out, and you're like,
yeah,
no, and then too late.
and that's another thing. Even if you're right next to them, they're still gonna find a way to do it.
If there's a will, there's a way.
I would say if there's a toddler, there's a way.
Yes. Yes. There was one of the requests that I had the kids, my kindergarten class. There was a big old pecan tree out in the playground
Hmm.
and a couple other. Well, the kids, there was a season of inchworms to the point where we did end up having to send an email home because these kids, this is a class of 20. So the boys had short pockets and back pockets. The little girls in their dresses had pockets. So that's a
Hmm.
lot of pockets.
Yeah.
They were all filled with inchworms. And we're not talking like 1 or 2 inchworms. We're talking like 10, 20 inchworms. They were stuffing them in socks. They were
God.
pockets, holding them in their hands in their shirt pockets, like putting them down their shirt. So we had to do inchworm checks. So then we had to send an email home saying, hey, if you can please talk to your child. This is going to sound like a silly request.
Right.
Please talk to your child about not taking inchworms.
Right.
They did.
Kids.
And when you're scanning out on the playground with all the teachers, all the kids are running around. So I don't know when they got the time to go on an inchworm hunt.
They're running and grabbing.
Yeah, so that was a request I had to make as a teacher, was to talk to your kids about inchworms.
I think the weirdest request I had to, well, it wasn't really a request. It was we had to warn them about the playing dead game.
Yes.
It's like, hey, if your kid doesn't answer you this weekend, it's because they're playing dead.
Seems like what I'm gonna do after this episode is play dead.
Same,
Actually, no, let's be honest. I'm gonna watch The Pit and crochet, but same, same.
same thing. Um, do you have a completely like out of pocket, I can't believe a parent just said that to me moment? I've got two.
Okay, you go first. Let me think on this.
No, this was the same parent, but one time at the end of the day, I was standing by the door. We were playing outside. I was standing by the door and I yawned, and one of the parents came out and goes, I saw that. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's been a long day. And he goes, yeah, but imagine if you had to work retail. And I was like, he goes, you think your job's hard, and then walked away.
Jobs are completely different.
Yeah,
Retail doesn't talk back. Retail doesn't run away. Retail doesn't vomit on you.
exactly. Wipe their snot.
Get peed on.
Absolutely crazy. And then there was a time we had to talk to this parent because their son, every time we asked him to do something he didn't want to do, he would stop and say, my daddy says I don't have to listen to you. Now, we thought that he was just saying that, but we were like, hey, do you think maybe you could have a talk with him and be like, you do have to listen to your teachers? And he said, well, I'm raising a free thinker. So if he doesn't want to do it, I told him he doesn't have to. And we had
Oh,
to explain that that's not how school works.
that's not how a job works.
As for safety, like he needs to listen.
Yeah.
If we're telling him not to climb over a fence, he's got to listen.
Yeah.
Not to throw rock at people's eyes, he's got to listen.
Listen, I once had a parent, very serious, asked me to put their child, because their child was in their eyes so smart. Their child was in the lowest reading level, but they were like, my child needs to be moved to the highest reading level now. It is not fair to be holding him back like this. Sweetheart, your child cannot sound out the word at.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, putting them in a higher reading level would not be fair.
No. But they honestly believed their child. They demanded it.
That's wild. Do you remember the vegan family that was so insisted their kid was the smartest in the school, so they had him put in the preschool earlier, the like older kids preschool earlier,
Yep. Yep.
only to then leave?
You know, I get it. We all have high hopes for our children as a parent. But I know for a fact that my child is not the smartest. Now he has a
Unless it
smart
comes to
mouth.
dinosaurs.
He loves his dinosaurs, don't get me wrong. He loves his dinosaurs. He will correct you in a heartbeat. That's not going to be the issue. And I will never push unless my child, you can really see that he is being held back.
Hmm.
His thing is that, and I'm going to have to talk to his kindergarten teachers in a few months about all this, is that he likes to manipulate and play to the point where, ready, Courtney? I don't think I told you this. Did you know my son can count up to 15 perfectly?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Normally, when he counts, it's 1, 3, 7, 7, 5, 9, 10. No, he was in child watch at the gym. They were playing hide and seek, and here he is counting to 15.
That is so him.
So if I request that my child be put at a higher level, it's because he's messing with you.
Yeah.
He does that. That's not the first case that he's
No.
done something like this. He did not want to show me that he could walk.
Yep. You
All
thought we
y'all
were
are like, he
crazy.
can walk. He's walking. No, he's not. I'm being gaslit by a 4-year-old over here. So I think that, when parents aren't actually like looking at the situation and really seeing where their child is at and being supportive of that rather than putting these super high expectations
Hmm.
on their child, that always like ekes at me a little bit. Like, your child is where they should be.
Right. Play to their strengths.
Play to their strengths. Mine is social manipulation, but
Could be worse.
could it? I mean, he'll do it and he'll look all cute doing it too.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I don't know. So I might be one of those parents this fall making really odd requests. But it's only because my son is a different breed. and
Yeah.
how every parent says that, but I've been around thousands of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have maybe a handful that I've encountered that are like my son,
He's special.
and it's not fun for the teachers. Not fun at all. So, but I always like some of these requests now I laugh at, especially like some of them as a parent now, looking at another child's poop is ridiculous. But the amount of times being a first time mom and I've had to call my mom and my older sister and I'm like, "Does this look normal?" But I'm not asking teachers.
True.
I think boundaries. That was the thing we
Yes.
talked about.
Yes. I've had parents request that we keep an eye on their kids' poop. So,
I I think there was a couple times where I'm like, "I don't think he's feeling well
yeah.
today."
Hmm.
So, I think there was a couple times, like, I asked, but it was a general, like, keep an eye out
Right.
because one of the first signs with kids is gonna be they're gonna poo themselves.
We had a parent request that we look at her son's poop because she thought he might have worms and wanted us to let her know and wanted to keep track of all of his poops.
I'm
Not didn't take
digesting
him,
that for a second.
yeah, didn't take him to the doctor to have it diagnosed. She just wanted us to check for worms.
Well, I don't so I know old school method, and this is like our parents, grandparents, you used to put a piece of tape on their butt,
Hmm.
and then in the morning you peel it off, and if there's like white
Yeah.
specks,
I think my lead teacher ended up telling her to do that. But the hard part is he was potty trained, so he's going on the toilet and then flushing. So like we had to tell him not to, and I'm like, I'm not checking his poop all day long in the toilet. I'm just not.
you did?
They wanted us to. We did it like twice, and then we were like, nah, it's taking too long in the bathroom, and it's taking
Take the
away
kid
from
to the
learning.
if your child has worms, go to the doctor.
Yes. Don't ask his teachers to check his poop.
Boundaries, people, boundaries.
Yeah, crazy.
It is definitely a wild world out there on what some parents will request and how comfortable they are requesting. I mean, it
Oh,
should
so
be
comfortable.
an applaud to you all that, they're comfortable enough to ask these things of you guys, but boundaries.
Yeah. Speaking of boundaries, have you ever gotten a crazy late night email from a parent and you're like, absolutely not, this could have waited?
Absolutely not. I leave work at work.
Yeah, we had the different apps on our phone
Yeah.
and we'd get crazy like 11:30 at night. I wasn't answering them. But I'm like, why are you messaging
I
so
would
late?
see notifications, but as soon as I'm done working, I am my own person.
Yeah. There's a few times that I understood. Like there was this girl, she ended up with really bad RSV and ended up in the hospital. And
Oh,
so they let us know as, like, hey, we've been in the hospital for an hour, here's what's happening. Like if you want to tell
yeah.
the class, all that. But like if you're messaging and be like, hey, I noticed that I was looking through the pictures today and I noticed that little Johnny wasn't wearing his jacket. This could have been a conversation in the morning. Why are you messaging this
Yeah.
late? I think my favorite though was that a parent that messaged late at night. It was like 11 something, and they're like, "By the way, we're not going to be in school for the rest of the week. We're going to Disney."
Those are always the best ones.
But like that could have been a in the morning. Why
Or
are you
if
waiting?
you would have known a couple days before.
Oh yeah, this was not. There's no way it was a spontaneous trip. Not to Disney.
I mean, wouldn't we all love to just spontaneous trip to Disney? Like, yeah, you probably known.
Yeah,
Let them know ahead of time
day maybe two at a normal hour.
at a normal hour. Respect teachers' times when they're off the clock, unless it's like RSV or the flu or chickenpox or something medical.
Right.
Other than that, wait till the morning. Bring a teacher a coffee or a drink and then have a conversation.
That'd be nice. That'd be really nice.
I was blessed with some really good parents, so I always got coffee for me.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
We did have a few parents that would drop off donuts or something randomly in the teacher lounge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those were always the fun requests of getting a text in the middle of the day saying, "Hey, I'm going to this place. Do you want me to drop you off a sandwich?" Yes.
So nice.
Oh, yeah. No, some of these parents were amazing.
Your kindergarten parents?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Parents learn boundaries.
Please. All right. I think that's all for today.
I
If
think
you
so.
if you would follow the podcast, share with a teacher friend who needs a laugh, and leave a review, that'd be very much appreciated.
It would.
And until next week,
Bye.
bye.